The following program is brought to you by Naleo TV, the people's platform.
Welcome back to another episode of Body Kona. I'm Sarah Bergeron. I'll be your host. And today we're going to be working on some strength training, specifically out of the bar region. I personally am a bar teacher, and it's actually been the practice that has transformed my body more than any practice. So I love sharing this with people. We're going to go ahead and get right into it and just start off with a couple of stretches, and then we're going to go right into that strength training. So we're gonna come and just bring those feet to be hip width distance here. We're going to inhale, reach the arms to come open. Exhale, just bring that left arm over and grab onto that shoulder. So just some light stretching here. So maybe we're moving the neck slightly here, or maybe we're just pulling the arm. Again, listen to your body always. Big breaths as we move, big inhales and exhales. We're gonna go ahead, open it back up. So big breath, inhale, exhale, bring it across. Once again, move that neck if that feels good in your body. Just really pulling on that arm. One more big inhale and exhale. Let's go ahead, bring those arms to come behind us here. Clasp those fingers and then stretch into those arms, opening those shoulder blades. Let that head fall back. Big inhale. Exhale. We're going to go ahead, let those hands fall over the body, rinse out those shoulders, shake out the head here. Maybe even sway. And then slowly let those arms come back towards the floor. And we're going to go ahead and roll it up. Continuing with that roll, let's bring those shoulders open, nice and big, just a couple of times here, breathing always as we move. Let's go ahead, take it the other direction here. Closing up. And then we're gonna go ahead, stretch out our legs slightly here. So bringing the weight into that left leg, we're just going to grab onto the ankle, bringing the knees to come to touch, and then just stretching that quad slightly here. And then taking that on the other side. Breathing. Once again, bringing the knees to touch here. Big inhale. Big exhale. Going ahead, bringing that leg to come down. All right, let's go ahead and also roll out the ankles slightly. So pressing into the feet here, maybe cracking the toes, just rolling out the ankle. And then we're gonna get right into it. So we're gonna start off with a plie here. So bringing the feet to come wider than the hips this time, making sure heels are in, toes are out, rolling shoulder blades down and back, and then rolling the shoulder blades down and back, and then bringing our hips to come in here. So we're gonna go ahead, bringing the body to come down, making sure that the crown is reaching towards the ceiling. So as we're coming into this plie, we wanna make sure that we're not leaning forward. We're keeping the spine nice and tall with every single rep. So now that you have the movement, let's go ahead and do this together. So once again, bring the heels to come in, toes to come out, roll those hips to come down, shoot that crown towards the ceiling, big inhale through the nose, Bringing those arms to come out. Exhale, coming into that first round. So we're going to be coming through this 16 times. So in bar, we always come through a certain amount of reps, and then we always pulse at the end. The pulsing, I believe, is what really makes the magic happen here. So a couple more here. Breathing, nice big breaths in and out of the nose this whole time. 2 more. And then we're gonna stay low on our next one. So coming down, pressing into the heels here, and then small movements up and down. So this is gonna be more challenging, but you're really gonna get the benefits out of this. Big, big breaths. A few more. And then we're gonna go ahead, press off those feet, coming back up to standing. Yes, we are going to shake it out slightly. And then we're going to come into plie series, coming into first this time. So bringing the heels to come in, toes to come out. We're in a dancer's pose here. Once again, reaching crown towards the ceiling. So you're just going to bend the knees here. It seems like it's super simple, but it actually really works most of the muscles in the leg here. Every time that you come up, you're going to be zipping those legs up as if we have a zipper and pulling the knees off of the kneecaps. So you're really engaging the entire lower body every time you come up and down in this posture. And then we're gonna go ahead, like I said, stay low, pulse it out. Small 1-inch movements up and down, big breaths here. And then we are going to go ahead and add on. So we're going to pop up onto those heels, bring those feet to touch, staying on the balls of the feet now, doing that same thing over again. So coming through that plie on the balls of the toes here. Feel free to grab a chair, a couch, a wall, anything to help you out here, because this will be working our balance. Breathing. Woo, feel those quads. You're really gonna feel it right here in the legs. It's gonna be a full leg, lower body workout here. Just 5 more. And then we're going to stay low once again and pulse. So coming down, woo, press those heels into each other. Like I said, maybe we're holding on to something for balance. Breathing. This is where we're really gonna feel that burn. A few more. 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead. Come on down. Shake out those legs. Great job for that first series. Let's go ahead and slightly stretch it out too. So in bar, you always want to stretch in between each strength series to grow those long, lean, beautiful muscles. So let's go ahead, coming into figure 4, bringing ankle to knee, pressing into the knee, holding that ankle, and just rolling it out. You're gonna feel this nice stretch in your quad, in your glute. And then we're gonna go ahead, do that on the other side. Just shake it out, get those legs back. Pressing into knee, grabbing ankle. Few little bounces here. Just breathing. And then we are going to go into our next series here. So we are going to start off with just some toe rises here, and then going through a nice squat. So breathing as we come through. Once again, just getting into those legs. So in your squat, you want to always make sure weight is in the heels. We're sitting our way back, maybe even so much that the toes are all lifting off the mat. Deep breaths as we come through here. So these are super easy, accessible exercises that can be done anywhere. So if you're on vacation and you don't feel like running to the hotel gym, just do this in your hotel room. And then we are going to go ahead and come back up to standing. Some toe rises. And then we're gonna go ahead and add on here. So we're gonna come back down onto those feet. We're going to just reach up and over here, looking down at the floor. You're gonna be opening your shoulders, opening the back. These are just nice, easy, fluid movements that anyone can do. Getting that heart rate up, burning calories. And then we're gonna go ahead and add on a little bit deeper into this posture. So pretty much same type of movement, but we're bringing the feet out now. One hand goes on the hip, and we're going to reach now, adding in the abs here. So we're getting the shoulders, the back, the abs. This is a great posture for people who sit all day. It's gonna open those hips, open those shoulders. Nice, deep, big breaths as you move through. And making sure we're engaging that core. You're feeling each squeeze on the top and the bottom of this movement. 5 more. And we're gonna go ahead, going on to the other side. So back into that other movement here, just reaching. And then opening it back up. Breathing here. And then coming back down, taking a few breaths. We're going to stretch it out. So just taking a couple moments to just stretch out from that. Grabbing each ankle or whatever leg stretches are your favorite at home. Just a quick one. And then we're gonna come down and we're going to do some glutes now. So coming onto all fours for this position, we're gonna spread the fingertips nice and wide. Wrists will be directly under your shoulders. So you're gonna actually bring your knees to touch here and then engage that belly button. So hugging it into the spine, we're pressing away from the mat. Body is fully engaged here. We're not flopping down. And then we're gonna make sure that this whole core area stays still during this exercise. So pointing the toe of our working leg, we're actually going to be kicking out at a 45-degree angle here. So holding at you when you get to the top here, and then squeezing for just a second. So squeeze, squeeze, and we're gonna come through 16 reps of this. Breathing. Eight more. Three, 2, 1, and then we're gonna hold it up, guys. Pulse like we always do in bar. So really squeezing into the side ab here, into that glute muscle, pointing the toe as hard as you can, trying to keep behind that kneecap nice and straight. Few more. And then exhaling, bringing that knee to come down. You can take this for 3 rounds if you would like. That's how many rounds I normally recommend with this. We're gonna go ahead and go on to the other side just to balance out. So let's press into those hands. Once again, bringing kneecaps to touch, engaging belly button to spine. Big inhale before we start. And exhale, kicking that leg to come out. Again, tapping knees together each time, making sure we're pointing into that toe, we're straightening that kneecap, and we are squeezing for that slight second at the top where the magic all happens. A few more rounds. This is one of the more effective booty workouts I've ever encountered, so I highly recommend it. 5 more. And hold it up, pulse it out. 3, 2, 1, bring it down. Woo! Let's go ahead, stretch it back. So we're gonna come slightly into a child's pose and just leaning off side to side will really stretch into those glutes. And then we're gonna move on. To do some arms here. So staying low on the mat, we're going to, once again, bringing hands onto the mat here. We're gonna come into a half push-up position here. So on the knees, again, making sure the bottom is down. We are not like this when we're coming into our push-up. So very important that the body stays straight. Bringing the hands to come in line with the bra straps actually. So in line with the chest, we're gonna be doing a tricep push-up here that comes through a Pilates movement. So we're bringing forehead down and then leaning forward as we push down. So slight push-up here, slight tricep push-up. But we're moving, so we're burning calories and we're strengthening those arms. 10 more. Five. We're so close, guys. Breathe. And you know we always pulse and bar, so we're gonna come into this half push-up position and just pulse here. Nice and big breaths, tiny movements with the elbows. Keep that booty down. A few more. 3, 2, 1. Press it back, shake it out. Great job. We're gonna go ahead and just do some slight stretches here in between, like we always should in bar. So bring that arm over. Nice big breaths, just slight stretches. And feel free to do any other arm stretches that you like to do at home as well. Now that we've done the legs and we've done the arms, we're going to get into the core here. So coming onto the bottom, we're gonna go ahead, bringing the feet onto the mat, just slowly coming back. We're going to bring the head to come all the way down. Make sure to tuck that low back into the floor. So you never want a space while you're doing abs. It's going to not only turn the ab muscles off, but also could injure that low back. So always hug that low back into the mat. So let's go ahead, bringing the hands to come down, bringing the knees up at a 90-degree angle. Make sure to keep them pressed away from the body. The more you hug the knees in, the more you're gonna turn the abs off. So keeping them away, pressing that lower back down, and then we're gonna just tap one toe as far away from the mat as you can. So breathing as we do this, checking in with that low back throughout, because it's going to want to lift. Breathing. Let's go ahead, speed it up, double time, tap, tap, tap. This is going to get our lower abs here. And then maybe we bring the feet together, doing both feet at the same time. And let's go ahead, after we've done about 16 reps of that, we're gonna bring the feet to come onto the floor and then slowly switch to the upper abs here. So hands will come behind the head. Once again, check in with that lower back and then just start lifting to come up towards the ceiling here. So alternating between lower and upper abs is going to be very important when we do this ab work. So we're getting the whole core. A few more breaths. 8 more. Woo, big, big breaths. This is not easy, guys. Two more. Coming down. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and roll onto the belly here and just stretch it out slightly. Coming into a Sphinx pose. So you're gonna bring the elbows right in front of your body. Maybe even bring the legs wide as the mat, and just pull that chest towards those elbows. You're gonna be lengthening the core. Maybe roll the neck out here. Beautiful. Now that we've done our core, our abs, our legs, and our arms, we're going to move on to some breathing. And now coming up to do some additional abs here, we're going to come into a boat pose. So this is also a yoga posture, but also used in bar. So we're going to bring the feet to either come off the mat, or feel free to keep the toes down depending on where you're at in your practice. We're going to bring the hands to come to heart here, and we're just going to tap the elbow. So coming back, maybe we don't even hit the floor today. Maybe we do. So just progressing into however you need to with this posture. Like I said, maybe we have the feet up, maybe we have them down. Just attempting the posture, you're already progressing. Breathing. I'm gonna bring my legs down today. A few more. Last round. And now let's go ahead. We're gonna take it a little bit deeper through this boat pose. We're going to come into low boat and high boat. So engage those core muscles, come on back, and then come on up. So nice and slow, you wanna move through this. Breathing nice and deep. We're only gonna do 8 of these. 4 more. Woo, deep breaths. 2 more. Beautiful. Bringing those feet to come down. We're going to do 1 more laying down ab posture before we move on. So coming down once more. We're going to get into the side abs here. So let's go ahead and drop both of the knees over to the left here, bringing the bottom ankle to hook onto the top here. Hands will come behind the head, behind the ears, and then we're just going to start in with a nice crunch. Breathing into the side abs this time. We're gonna do 16 of these total. Making sure we're breathing in between all of these sets. In and out of the nose as much as you can. Activating that parasympathetic nervous system. Calming the body through these exercises. 5 more. 2, 1. Come on down, breathe. Beautiful job. Let's go ahead, coming on to that other side. So dropping knees over. Once again, hook that ankle underneath, just to give yourself some support here. And then big inhale before we start. And exhale, coming through these 16 crunches. Focusing on that side ab every time you come up. Eight more. Breathing. Three, two, one. Coming down. We're gonna go ahead and just stretch that out. So let's roll it onto the belly. Taking our elbows in front of the body, pulling that abs, maybe rolling the neck out here. And then let's go ahead, pressing up into tabletop. Just a few more ab stretches here. Bringing knees slightly wider than the hips actually, wrists under shoulders. We're just gonna come through some cat-cows. So big inhale through the nose, arch that belly. And then exhale, rounding as you press away, gazing up towards your belly button. 2 more rounds of this on your own, big inhales and exhales. And then maybe looking over that right and left shoulder. Just resetting that spine. And now we're gonna move on to some breath work and close our practice together. Now that we've worked the abs, the arms, the glutes, and the legs, we're gonna go ahead and just slow it down a little bit. Maybe coming down to a seated position, maybe sitting in a chair. Let's go ahead and start rolling the shoulder blades down the back, just making a nice tall spine here, giving our breath a little bit of space, opening that chest. So we're gonna go ahead, breathe in some big inhales through the nose, filling up, pulling that breath all the way down into the navel. Activating our Ujjayi breath here, so we're restricting our back of our throat each time we exhale and each time we inhale. So you're gonna hear this breath, it's gonna become audible. Calming our parasympathetic nervous system. Maybe taking a few neck rolls here. Just really tapping into the body. Maybe the hands are on the thighs, or maybe they're on the chest and the belly. Just bringing the hands somewhere on the body. So you can really tap into that self-essence, your own energy. And just focus on for a moment what you bring into this world as an individual. So breathing into that. Maybe it's a talent you have. Maybe it's the way that you deal with your children. It really could be anything. Just marinating, just thinking about that, allowing it to bring joy into your soul. A few more breaths here. Thank you so much for joining me today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.